There we go. Hey guys. Hey, Matt White here for Sussex Beard Oil Merchants here live. And it seems a little bright in here. I'm just hoping you're not like blurred by my brightness. I don't know why I'm so bright tonight. I have to wear shades. Anyway, this is our first week doing things a little different format. Hoping everybody can hear okay, hoping everything's good, all that stuff. So I'm working on a new system here. This is a very new way for me to do things. So how many people know sometimes when a guy has to do things a new way, sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to change, okay? I'm just saying, not for all you guys out there, but for this guy, sometimes change comes like in a difficult way. So anyway, before we get started, a couple of things, couple of housekeeping items is that we're going to announce our winner of our contest next week. Okay, so all those pictures that came in, all those great entries that came in, we're going to post those next week, okay? So, or not post them, but we're gonna pick the winner. Winner, chicken dinner. So, and I'm just keeping an eye on this because I have a off-site genius in my hand to help me through some of the awkward stuff that I have to learn. So anyway, thank you, off-site genius. So anyway, I'm going to, let me see, what else do I have on my thing? Okay, this week, any barber news? Not much other than very busy day in the shop. Not a lot of places open on Monday, but we were open today. So busy, I even forget to flip the open sign on. So all day long we had the closed sign in the window, but we were busy all day. Both chairs were full and things were crazy in there. So met some really great new people, awesome stuff. So very glad for that. Let me see what else. There's not much else I have to say other than it seems like there's been so much time that's gone by since last week, maybe 7 days, but so much has gone on. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to keep unfolding things as they come up and so on, and new ideas and new things and so on. But one thing I'm really excited about this week, okay? This deserves a special chop. What I'm really excited about this week is that I have, for the first time on Monday with Matt, is a guest, okay? And I thought, okay, who do I find for my first guest of this, you know, of our Monday with Matt? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to pick awkwardly one of the people I seem to talk about the most on Monday with Matt. And I don't know why, I don't plan it. It just happens that this person I talk about, somehow they made such an impact on me that I talk about them a lot. So it started quite a long time ago. So we're going to get into that. So this week, if all goes well, and I get it done, I'm going to get this guest on here. So anyway, here's my attempt. Look at that. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Oh, great, great. I'm just going to have to turn up my volume here. There. All right. So, Rob.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man?
Well, there's some changes in my life.
Okay, well, let's not jump on that pony just so quickly because I want to get to that, but I have a rhythm that I really want this to have because I'm pretty excited to have you on here. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yes, sir, it has.
And you are, without a doubt, one of my favorite people on the earth.
Thank you, dude.
And I say this in the most awkward way. And so we've got a chance to, I don't know how long ago we met. So anyway, but what we're going to do, I got notes because sometimes the rabbits find trails very easily, right? So anyway, I want to introduce my friend here this week. His name is Rob Lutes. And so Rob, tell us about you, a little bit about who you are.
Yep.
Not what you do right now, but just the first blurb of who you are.
So I'm Rob Lutes. I'm the owner of Artful Dodger Beard Oil, which is awesome. It's kind of weird for Matt, but we met a long time ago. I remember the date specifically that we met. And right now things are going well. I've been busy, super busy.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. So you live where?
I live in Fredericton right now.
Okay. And you have a family?
I do, yes, sir. Yeah, a beautiful wife and two lovely little daughters.
Yes, I know that. Yes.
I had to tell them tonight to quiet down a little bit because Daddy was going to go on a live feed. So just kind of keep it to a dull roar. So
okay, good.
They're doing really good.
Good. Well, how old are they?
They are 6 and 10.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is, yes, sir.
Yeah, mine have grown up and left the house right now. So we have one person left besides my wife and I, and that's our student from Hong Kong. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're not empty nesters yet, but it's getting close. So I don't know if I'm ready yet for an empty nest. But so that's who you are. And so tell us a little bit about what you've been doing, what you've been involved in up to the last year. Like this, something new that you're doing, I don't want to know right now, but bring us up to that point.
So the past year has been kind of slow. I miss all my shows. I miss going to see people, and I miss doing everything that I normally do. Going to the tattoo expos and all of the shows that we do. I really miss that. But I'm still pushing. Still doing everything that I normally did do, just on a less frequent basis, I guess we could say.
Closer to home.
So, yeah, absolutely. I'm actually in my little office at home right now.
Yeah.
It's multifaceted, so it's turned into my Artful Dodger office.
Yes.
And some other things.
Yes.
So it's kind of messy, if you can see.
I totally get that. I tried to tilt my iPad so you couldn't see the mess. My mess is lower.
So yeah, it's been slow and it's been hard, but we still have smiles.
Right. We're still doing it. We're still doing something.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's great. And people often, when I explain who you are and why I mention you the way I do, I tell them a little bit about our past, how we connected. But I honestly have no problem in promoting you.
Thank you very much.
Or even promoting your business.
And it's the same. It's the same for me as well.
Yes, and so that's part of why I wanted to have you on here, because I think it's important for people to know why we do what we do and what makes us get up in the morning and how this all started and so on. So so let's go back to when you and I met.
Yes. We met, I believe it was 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Yeah.
And we were at the motorcycle show in Moncton.
Yes.
And we shared a booth, and I was part of the Bearded Villains at the time.
Yes.
And we shared a booth together, and At that time, I had just met the former owners of Artful Dodger.
Yes, which I had met before too.
Yes.
And it really was so stinking hard to be a competitor with them because I actually liked them. So that's when it really first happened for me, because I was the only kid on the block for a while.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And I only got into it because I wanted to improve things for men, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so when I met them and they were all about the same thing, it was like, gee, how am I going to be competitive with these people? Because I actually liked them. And then they had that thinking beautiful baby they had.
Yes, they did.
That made it even worse. I dislike people like that. So yeah, so continue.
They are the most amazing people, and I still talk to them quite often. Now they have done some things in their lives as well, and they've moved up to some other things, and they've been quite busy. So I'm a guy that always has my phone on me, and I text, and so I had sent them a text message probably last Friday, and I didn't receive a message until last night.
Okay.
So they were responding to me, and I was worried that I had done something that upset them because they hadn't responded. But they moved into a new house just currently, and
wonderful.
They're just busy with that, and busy. Ryan is a barber, and he
really,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Yeah. He's a barber at Scallywag's Barbershop in Halifax.
No way.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he has been for since I took over the business. That's what he's been doing.
I had no idea. I got to get his contact information so I have another person to send people to.
Absolutely.
People call me all the time or contact me. Said, "Do you know somebody in Halifax? A barber in Halifax?" And so this guy would be great.
Yes, sir. Yep.
He's all in.
He is. Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah.
And they're great people, and yeah.
And
so I don't know if you want to go back to where we met. I just kind of I do that too. I kind of veer off.
You know what? That's okay. That's good. That's part of the reason I had you on here, because I knew people would get to see who you are through your conversation.
Yes.
Right. And why I appreciate you so much. And so, yeah, let's go back to when you and I met.
Yeah. So yeah, we met, and I remember the very morning before we even set up our booth, and you would come in your minivan, and I was the only one that was there at the time, and I remember helping you bring some stuff in, and we chatted for a bit, and
and of course the infatuation for me started at your red beard, because if I could. You know, we had done some beard contests together.
Yes.
And I had told people that I really can't be trusted, because if there's a red beard in the crowd, I'm picking that one. So
it is. I don't know if you can see, but it's slowly turning.
Yes.
It's slowly turning.
Well, you probably earned every bit of it, like I have. I don't cover it up because I earned every bit.
That's right.
So,
yes, sir.
Yeah. So I remember, because that was a great show. I met some incredible people. The villains were like a group that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
And I've been kept in contact with a lot of them. We've done events together, and they're just a great bunch of guys.
They are, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I wish I had. See, after I took over the business, I didn't have as much time as I used to have.
Yes,
and I kind of slowly went down, and then it just dissipated. Now I still talk to some of the guys.
Yeah.
But I just didn't have time for the club anymore, and it was getting harder and harder for me to commit the time to be with the guys. But I will always support all of whatever they want to do. And whatever you do as well, any of the beard competitions or anything like that.
Someday we'll get back to it, because
you
and I had talked about doing a collaboration.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Because which is going to bring me to some of what I wanted to talk to you about, and that is And after we made that initial contact, we did run into each other at different events.
Yes.
And actually, there was one event that I did in Fredericton. I think it was the beer festival
Yes.
that you actually came and helped me with.
Yes, sir.
And listen, you rocked my world that weekend. Like, that was the best to have you at my table, you know, working away. And it was like, dude, man, I wish we could just do this every weekend.
I know. It was awesome.
It was so good because, again, the basis for my business was never about the product, because the product was only a means for me.
Yes.
It was a result of a conversation I had with someone, and then it became the means to get back into that conversation again. Because it was about grooming. It was about men feeling good about themselves, men looking after themselves and the ones around them. Because a lot of the guys that I was dealing with were husbands and brothers and, you know, sons, and their loved ones were like excited about them looking after themselves. Because you know what it's like. If you're looking after yourself, you're feeling better about yourself.
Absolutely.
Right? It's a cycle, right?
It is. Yes.
You know that.
Yes.
You know, and so what got me excited about you taking over Artful Dodger, which honestly, I tell people this all the time. I have never used another company's product, only because I'm like a sponge. As soon as I try something, it's like I'm all in. I'm going nuts. So
Yes.
To be pure about my own product, I don't even dare use another. But I've sent so many people your way because I said, I don't even know what it's like, but Rob's great. If the product's anything like Rob, you're going to love it. You know, so that's been my stance on it. So because it seems like something we shared, a common ground we shared was that desire to help men feel better about themselves.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about that from your perspective.
My perspective, so I do a lot of motorcycle shows when I'm able to set up my booth, and I noticed when I first did them with Ryan, there's a huge disconnect with men and taking care of themselves.
Yes.
They always at the very first of it, they were always hesitant to buy anything, or their wives were buying it for them. And then their wives were having to explain, or their significant others were having to explain how to use the product.
Right.
And just simply because they didn't know, or they just didn't care.
Right.
So when I started going to shows and explaining product and how to use it, and how much better you feel when you look and you're using products and you notice that you're looking better, but your beard is nice and it's groomed and people notice you.
Yes, that's right.
People stop you in the street and say, whoa, your beard is awesome. Can I touch it?
Yeah.
What are you using? Can I smell your beard?
Remember those days?
I have some terrible stories about doing motorcycle shows and people touching my beards, but I'll leave that for a time that you and I are alone.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, men need to understand and know why it's important to take care of themselves and take care of your beard. Yeah. Specifically, I still see those men every day. They still come to buy product from me and don't understand why,
right?
Or don't understand the product really. In a sense, they just don't know.
Right.
So educating them, and educating them on different products to use or brushes, combs and that sort of thing. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. It's like, I've been in businesses before in the past where if somebody hadn't heard about it, I was offended. Right. What do you mean you haven't heard about it? But now when they say beard oil, what's that? I go, oh yes. I gotta tell you, and I get the light come on. And you know what it's like when you put it into their beard for the first time, and it's almost like 1, 2, 3, light goes on.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
mean, that's one of my favorite things to see
Yes.
ever. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. So anyway, that's awesome because you and I do share a lot of that same thought pattern, and so I'm very glad of that. Now, another aspect that I'm interested in because you and I are almost like, there's a little bit of this going on where one thing leads to another,
Yes.
but it's very related.
Yes.
Because the one common denominator with us is that we seem to like people,
Yes.
right? And if there's people involved, we're in.
Yep. 100%.
Right? So now tell me what exciting things going on right now.
Okay. So, um, for since January, I actually started an apprenticeship to tattoo.
Wow.
So I am tattooing. I'm learning the trade.
Yeah.
Um, I have been around it for quite some time since I've had Artful Dodger because we do the tattoo bomb
Yes.
and the tattoo aftercare.
Yes.
So I've been around the shops and I've been around different artists, and then I started getting tattooed heavily, and then realizing that there's also a need for tattoo aftercare for
Right.
people, for knowledge of how to take care of your fresh tattoo.
Yeah.
And then your existing tattoos afterwards. There's still always, you can always take care of it. So I was given the opportunity just before Christmas. It was presented to me, and I didn't know how to take it because I'm getting older and not sure how my learning curve is,
I
and
get that.
unsure of myself for the
Yeah.
most part. So it was hard. We have two girls here at home, so we had to kind of figure out how we were going to manage that. But it's awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. I'm not tattooing anything, any humans yet. I'm doing some
Oh, you were going bananas.
bananas
Yeah.
and grapefruits, and today I experimented with some fake skin, so
Ooh.
stuff you can buy from Amazon, and
Oh gosh, that scares me.
it's weird. It's definitely
Yeah.
weird, but I have always been an artist from the time I was young. So probably my daughter's age, 11 or 12, I was
Yeah.
drawing, or 10, 11, 12, I was
Yeah.
drawing quite often, and I kind of got away from it in my teens, simply because people didn't see it as a means of a career, I guess is
Right.
really
Yeah.
what
It was not highly encouraged.
No,
No.
no. It was more in my family, it was business oriented. So my family thought, let's send him to business college or business school or this and that. And it hurt me because I always had that passion.
Right.
So now that I'm in my 40s, I can kind of work off my passion and kind of get back into it and see what happens.
That's great. That's so exciting to see that because, I mean, as you know, when you get to a certain age, you think, should I even bother?
Yes.
It's like, I'm not the oldest guy on the block, but I'm not the youngest guy,
That's right.
but for some reason I can't help myself.
Yes.
And, people look at me and sometimes they assume that I've been doing this for 40 years, right? They don't realize I just started. So that's in my benefit, but still it makes me even more self-conscious about it. Because like
Yes.
yourself, I want to do a good job.
Yes.
So I had Kevin, my mannequin here, practicing on, and then I had a fellow barber in town that let me give him my first fade. And so I was pretty privileged there. And so, you do what you can. You practice but you pursue it. And it's interesting that a product would lead you to a trade.
That's right.
It's almost backwards to what you see out there, right?
Yes.
I mean, you've got Matty Conrad, who is like one of the best barbers, I think, around. And he's got a line of products, Victory Barber products,
Yes.
beard oil and stuff like that. And you often see these people who have got these existing business, you and I are doing this backwards.
Yes.
Right? And but again, who says we can't?
That's right.
Right? So if I was going to tell anybody out there, I would tell them, don't be afraid to take chances. Life is too short.
Yes.
We get very few opportunities to experience a lot of stuff. Don't get pigeonholed in. And like your story, unfortunately, is very common.
Yes.
About an artistic person being suppressed and made to feel like it doesn't have a place.
That's right.
So, and I know you probably sing this song to your kids all the time. Don't let anyone limit you, right?
Yes.
I see pictures. I know you're about that with your kids.
We actually had that conversation at supper tonight.
Yes. Yeah, and I said that, unfortunately, I said that to my kids so much they took it literally. And they all live lives of craziness. And my son's in Hawaii right now with his new wife.
That's amazing.
And I'm in no place to turn to my kids and said, no, children, you need to be responsible, because no responsible person has ever proven to me that they're happier than me.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
If you can prove to me that your way is better, I'm doing it. But until then, I'm doing this.
Yes.
Right? So I might not be the smartest person in the room, but I'll be the most excited person in the room.
Yes, sir.
So
that's all we can do.
That's all we can do. So Rob, this has been so good because you hit on some things that I harp on a lot on this Monday with Matt. And I try to get it through to people as much as I can about, you have to remember you are an awesome person.
Yes.
No matter what other people say, and your limitation to appreciating other people is how you appreciate yourself.
That's right.
So for the sake of other people, don't limit yourself.
Yes, sir.
Right? And because I don't want anybody to have that ceiling.
Yeah. You're feeling boxed in. Don't box
right.
yourself in. Yeah. And
you know, in your business, you encounter a lot of men that it can start to be about beard oil, but then it becomes about something else.
Absolutely.
Right? And see a funny little thing like a beard oil to make somebody feel better.
Yes.
I mean, we've both of us, story upon story upon story, email upon email that you get thanking you for the product, right?
Yes.
And so, I mean, who would have thought that we could be involved in such a wonderful thing?
I still don't. I'm so blessed that I've had all the opportunities that I've had. I never thought I would have.
Right.
And I'm just so blessed that I met the people that I've met, you being one of them. Like, if it hadn't have been for the beard oil, I don't think the two of us, would have ever come together. And to be honest, I don't think I would have kept this thing as long as I had.
Right. I mean, it was an encouragement for me to grow the beard I always wanted. And, I went from, you got to realize, I went from a teenager who could not grow a beard to having my beard on national television.
Yes.
Like, what makes that happen? A little bottle of oil. Don't underestimate the power of the oil. So anyway, I got to go. It's been great, Rob.
Awesome.
I really enjoyed this. So good to catch up with you.
Thank you very much for having me on. This is awesome.
And
I miss you so much.
Man, listen, I still have a dream of an event where we're all there, even if it's a men's self-care event where we can bring all the companies together, because I even talked to the other owners of the other companies. And when I asked them, why do you do what you do? It's all about making men feel better.
Awesome.
Right? So can you imagine a bunch of us in the same room together just unloading?
That'd be awesome.
I mean, that would be awesome. So maybe someday, I'm hoping, let's not say maybe, someday
Someday, yes.
we'll make that happen, and
Yes.
we'll have a great time.
And I need, as you can see, I need you to clean me up here soon. So I'm going to come see you.
Hey, listen, look, I don't know if I could contain myself. I would come unglued, man. You'd have to bring your tattoo gun and be tattooing me at the same time. What a YouTube video that could be.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much, Rob.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you again, I'm sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Wow, guys, that was awesome. Like, I can't tell you enough how energized I am by hanging out with Rob. I hope I didn't get the chance to, let me see, here we go. I didn't get a chance to see any of the chats. Okay, we had Joey on here, Richard was on here, Joe was there. So we had a few people join us. Eric was there, Brent. So for those who saw this live, I want to thank you for joining us and being part of this. For those of you who will see this later, you know what, guys? Please, not for me, but for the sake of people hearing Rob get loosed. I want Rob to get loosed on people because I love his passion. I love, you know, here's a guy, he's a husband, he's a father. He's got challenges like you and I do, but he's pushing forward. He's doing something that he was kind of, wasn't something he was encouraged to do, but he's pushing through. So do me a favor, guys. Those that are watching this, please share this link with somebody. I'm not going to do any product promotion on this one. So it's not about that. It's about promoting people realizing how awesome they are. So please, if you're watching this live or if you're watching this not so live, please click share, tell somebody about this because this was an awesome time and I hope to do this again. So remember, next week we are going to share the winner of our contest that we had. I'll tell you more about that next week. But this has been a wonderful time. This is Matt White for Sussex Beard Oil Merchants. Monday with Matt saying, I hope you realize how awesome you are. And I hope that it's been, this has been a wonderful time. This is going to be, I believe this will be on YouTube, on Facebook, and I'll be sharing the daylights out of this, not because I'm here. It's because Rob was on here. We didn't get a chance to do any shows this past year. But you can count on that when things open up and we get some shows going on, I'm going to be hitting Rob up. You know what? I may pay him back. He may not want this, but I might even work at his table just to pay him back. So anyway, again, this is Matt White for Sussex Beard Oil Merchants. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I hope that you have a great, great week.